Hey Stitchy friends, welcome back. This is Lisa here at Lost in Stitches. This is a channel all about cross stitch. So if you're new here, welcome. Welcome into the Lost in Stitches community. And if you're a returning subscriber, I thank you so much for being here again with me today. So I just filmed my last Flosstube, so no costume change. But what I wanted to bring to you in a separate video is a finished parade. So I've been back to stitching. I learned to stitch when I was like forever ago in the 80s, when I was like, I don't know, 14 or something. And it's me and my friend Deanne and a bunch of us used to cross stitch together. You know, life happens, university, and then you have kids and everything. And I've always been crafting, but I did not stitch for a long time. My mom came to visit me in 2022 in May or June of 2022, that's spring. And she brought to me the Aurora Cabin Dimensions kit from Dimensions. So I looked at that, and then I started to pull it apart and say, okay, how can I kit this and make sense of it? You know what I mean? And then I started looking up videos of like how to, handle your dimensions kits and what to do with it and stuff. And then I found Flosstube. Well, the rest is history, right? So I've been stitching again for about 2 years and 3 months, because this is September the 12th of 2024. And what I wanted to do was create kind of a story of my stitching and what I have created over the last couple of years. And I still have an active 35 whips on top of this. Most of them are probably at least half done. So lots and lots of stitching in a couple of years span. So all right, let's just dive right in. I have a few things that I would like to share. Some of these are the earlier ones. They're in no particular order for first to last. I did give some stitches away, which I'll also include pictures of here as we go through. I'll kind of break up the show and tell. This is one of my first pieces that I stitched. This one here is stitched on a piece of 18 count oatmeal Aida, and it's from Owl Forest Embroidery, and it is called Enchanted Whale. It is so pretty. This is what it looks like stitched in the DMC. You can probably look it up online. You can actually buy a kit, or you used to be able to anyway, from them with their Owl Forest Embroidery, like the variegated flosses. It's actually gorgeous with those flosses. But just being new back to cross stitch at the time, DMC is what I had and available. So this is how I did it. I really like this one. I love how this turned out. On the 18 count, it just fits into an 8 by 10 frame. So you can frame this yourself at home. So very, very pretty. Like that one. Now I need to find somewhere to lay these as I keep going. Sorry. I'll have to keep bending out of frame probably. All right. This one here, I think the name of it is Birds of a Feather by Modern Folk Embroidery. There you go. I stitched this one on a piece of 32 count even weave. It's mushroom from Zweigart. And these threads, see if I can remember. I need to be writing the stuff on the back of my projects. While I have everything down, I think this is what I'll have to do. The blue is Valdani. This one here. This blue is a Valdani pearl cotton. And I believe this is 823. I believe so. So pretty. So I did that one in 2022, right when I came back to stitching. This next one needs to be professionally framed. I thought it was going to fit okay in here. I just put it in here to test it out. It's not stretched properly. It's just kind of stuck in here. But it's an Etsy pattern. I'll put the link below for it. I'm not sure of the designer right now, but it's Plant Seeds and Sing Songs. This is all stitched with Classic Colorworks. It's on a piece of Dirty Porcelain from Roxy Floss Co. And yeah, this is all Classic Colorworks colors. I love the variegation in this one. It's one of my favorite pieces. And you can see this is the square frame, obviously, but it's just not going to work. It's not a square pattern. It's off by about 8 to 10 stitches to be square this way. Like it's not quite square. It should be down to here. So it's not going to really work, maybe. But I'm going to stretch it and put it in there and see. Maybe I can do some kind of a little floral pattern along the edge. I don't know. Leave a note below with suggestions what you think I could do with this just to fill in these little gaps, or if they're okay. So again, it's not stretched properly, so it'll look a lot better than that once it's done. All right, now the next one here is called, oh my gosh, a little woolly. This one is called Isabellas Heart from Modern Folk Embroidery. This one, it took me forever to stitch this. It took me over a year to stitch this little pattern. And I think it was just fussy, and the border took a long time, and the birds were just big at the time. And I also, when I got over here, I got off on the count coming down this corner, and I had to rip back all of this stuff and then stitch all that again, and the flower. It was just one of those projects that gorgeous, gorgeous pattern, nice colors. I substituted in 2 DMC colors for this, which I'll put below. It's not the called for. The called for was Roxy Floss Co. And at the time, I didn't have those colors. So I just started in on this one. And it's on a piece of ice blue, I think it is. Some kind of blue colored fabric from Zweigart. So again, apologies. I do have all this stuff written down in my books and stuff. If you really need to know the colors, I can go back and get them for you. And they're in my notes. So, all right, so that was that one. I don't know, we won't really worry about order here. This one is Blackbird Designs. It's called Blackbird. And I stitched this one. It's on a piece of mustard seed from maybe Fiber on a Whim. Can't remember what it is, called mustard seed. It's this yellowy fabric. Love this for fall. Finished it into a little pillow with the polka dot backing. Love this. I love finishing my projects. I don't have a lot of things that aren't finished. If it isn't finished right now, it's because it's just recently finished, or it's too big for me to do on my own. So, yeah. This one here, I showed these two recently in some of my last Flosstubes because I refinished this one. This one is from Barbara Anna. It's called Butterfly Dreams. It's here. This is a little box that I picked up at the Goodwill. The sticker's still on the back. I got it for $3. And it said some kind of a verse on the inside. So I just left the little orange bit showing because I thought it brought out her shirt nicely. So this is Butterfly Dreams. I finished just into a box. This can be used as a stitchy box maybe. Or it just stands on my shelf in my craft room right now. This one is called Little Heart, Petit Corps, and I'll put that in the description box below. I think a lot of people had trouble understanding what I said for the French for this, so it's Petit Corps, and it's, without the accent, and it's by Jardin Privé. So that's my finish on that one. This is stitched on 32 count Lugana, so if you stitch it on there, you can fit it right into a 4x4 frame, which is what this is. This is a 4x4 opening on the mat here in a 5x5 frame. All right, this next one is from Tawny Modernist. This is the first time I ever stitched on 40 count. This is on 40 count white, antique white linen. And it is stitched with cottage garden threads. It's called Autumn House on a Hill. And this is a set of threads that you could buy when they were doing like the designer series. So there's one from Liz Matthews. There's one, who else? I have 2 or 3 of them downstairs. There's different patterns anyway for this set of cottage garden threads from 2 or 3 years ago now. And I picked this up and finished that one. So yeah, look at those tiny, tiny stitches. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I love them. And this is the first time that I ever used variegated thread as well. So you can kind of tell I was getting like going back and forth and going back and forth, but then I kind of blobbed it here, which still really bothers me, but it's part of the learning process, right? I should have just kept going in my straight lines. But live and learn. That's the way it works. So that's my first one on 40 count. Okay, I hope I have enough room here to do all this for another second. Okay, this one here is a more recent finish. This is from Wonderland UA. This is a pattern from Etsy. This one turned out glorious. There's tons of back stitching in this. I've been watching Laura from I Stitch Birds, and I have to make a note to put her in the thing. And she does lots of stitching from like my bobbin and different kits from Europe. And so I just wanted to try more of a back stitch heavy one, and it turned out so beautiful. I love it. There's another couple patterns there that I think I'll have to get. I finished this, it's on 32 count antique white. I finished this myself just as it can be used again as a stitching tray or just stand up like this. You just measure the inside diameter, wrap this in a bit of like a bit of board and batting, and then put your stitching over it so it's got this nice soft little texture, and then it fits right in. It's not even glued. I can take this out and do something else with it if I want. So that is that one. The next one, again, I showed this one in one of my recent floss tubes. This is from Cottage Garden Samplings. It's on a piece of 32 count linen from, I think, the Grateful Thread. I'll have to go back and look at this one to see. But this is the Courage, one of the series that they had a couple of years ago, like the Courage, Gratitude, Dream, all those. This is the Courage one, but it's just the bird. And I finished it into a 5x7 frame. And I picked this up thrifting. I don't think it was for $2. So that worked out really well. Finished it myself. And beautiful little bird art. There. All right, I need to lay these down because they're going to fall over. 2 seconds. There we go. I'll get the pillows out of the way here as well. Okay, and got a few more here. This one is called Love You Too, and this is one from Handson Design. And I made this little pillow for Paolo. This is his. So this is how I styled it. Little piece of perforated paper here, stitched down. And this one is one that Kathy, I think her name is, yeah, she does one for her husband every year for their anniversary and then shares the patterns with us. So I thought that was super cute. So I stitched that one for him. And this is another one that is just something that I made up for him. It was just playing around and learning how to make French knots. So it's on a piece of 18 count Aida, but these are all French knots. So it kind of comes out as this tufted piece. You can see but it's really pretty. You can see in the beginning some of my French knots were kind of rough, but they got better as time went on, and this one has actually fallen prey to one of our dogs at one point, so they're not so great now, but there we go. So that one, it was just to learn French knots. This is another tiny one. Again, I picked up this little frame for like 50 cents at one of the thrift stores. It's a tiny art piece. It's red poppies, and this is an Etsy pattern, which I'll link below as well. There we go. Another one that I finished. This is an Etsy pattern. It's called Tulips. Just finished this into a little pillow. Really like that one. Great for a smalls exchange. I stitched this in a couple of days. It stitches up very, very, very quickly. I think I stitched this one while we were on our trip to Hawaii, I think. That one came along. All right, the next one is Handson Design, I believe it is. The Everyday Sweet Little Things Are the Most Beautiful. And my mom has also stitched this one. She changed the color of her house. You can see the color, you can see the house really well in person. It washes out a little bit on the camera, but it does show up nice in person. You can kind of see there. This is stitched on a piece of 32 count even wave, and it's Mozzie Day from Brennan Needle. That's so pretty. Just finished it into a little thing, and I still didn't put any edging on it. This is one that I had this stitched a while ago last year, and I just recently finished it, and I just left it without an edging. I thought that was enough. And this one is called Pavane for These Times, something like that, from Long Dog Samplers. I'll put a picture here of the whole pattern. So I just picked out motifs and the saying because I just really like the sayings. This border is in there. These are 3 motifs from the pattern, and I just put it with the saying and turned it into a little pillow because I liked it. I liked the saying, but I didn't need to stitch all of it. So that's another little pillow that I have done. This one could use to be opened up, and now that I'm a little bit better at making pillows, it's a little squishy for me. It doesn't stand up properly, so I may open this up and put some more stuffing in there. You can see it's a little loose. So I like that one. The next one, I stitched this one while we were in Hawaii a couple of years ago. This is from Satsuma Street, and this is Birdie. It's the Flower Pals or something is the name of the series. There's an elephant, turtle, and this bird. There's 3 of them. I might stitch the other 2 yet. They're super pretty. I just used DMC for this. I actually kitted this up. I bought the pattern online and then kitted it up at one of the little needlework stores in Hawaii. And then stitched that on for the rest of the trip and on the way home. Alright, so the next one that I have finished, this one is red. She's called Little Red Riding Hood 3. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs pattern. I'll put the name of the designer below. I can't remember the original artist, but it is on Heaven and Earth. And there's 3 or 4 different versions of her like this. But I just love this one, strong women slaying the wolf every day. I love that. So that's red. And she's really, really pretty. Her colors are so pretty. That was so fun to stitch. Took a surprisingly longer time than I expected. Of course, this full coverage does. But the next one that I finished is here. This one is a Barbara Anna piece. It's called We're All Mad Here. And I finished this one. This is 32 count antique white Lugana with all the called for DMC. And I finished it on one of these little boards, and it just hangs next to my desk. You can get these at Michael's. I've actually got 2 of these for 2 more Barbaranas that I have done, going to do, that I'm going to finish this way. I got 2 of these for $5 in the clearance section and an additional 70% off. So lots of finishing supplies for downstairs. For the blue edging, I just wrapped, this is fabric, so I just wrapped that around cardstock and stuck it, and then put that onto the board, and then put the stitching onto the fabric. I didn't really know how it was going to react, what stain was on this board, because it was like this when I got it. So I just wanted a little backing on there to make sure that the stitching itself didn't really touch. But yeah, that one is my other Barbara Anna. I finished. This next one, again, I showed recently, is called Fairy Garden from Blackbird Designs. This is number 11. It's from the Garden series collection. So I'm also stitching this one, like you've probably just seen in my last Flosstube, all together. So this one I've just stitched as a little tray because I love the little fairy house. I just wanted it stitched to see it. I didn't want to wait another year to get around to seeing that for the 11th one. So yeah, so I stitched this one and just finished it into a little tray. And I'll use that for stitching or whatever. And sorry, I keep having to bend over here, but there's no other way to do this. If you saw what was around me right now, you'd be surprised. This one is from the Blue Flower. This is Seasons of the Heart Summer. I omitted the border around this one just for keeping it a bit easier to get framed, and I wanted to put it into this tray. This is a little box that I picked up. It was just a wooden box, pine, whatever, at Michael's, and I stained it myself and then put the frame into that. So again, it can be used as a little tray or stand up as a picture. So I like when things sometimes have a function as well as being pretty. And let's see, bear with me here. This one here is also, it's kind of like the plant seeds and sing songs. I was trying it in this frame. It does not work. I want to figure out how to stitch maybe something around the outside border to make it work into a square frame. This one is obviously just a little bit too big. I need to wash the gridding off, but you can see. Anyway, it's Long Dog Sampler's Fish and Ships. And I stitched this on 20 count easy grid Aida with one single strand of sulky thread. I can put the number below if you need it. But this is very, very pretty. It's, again, this is not how it's going to stay framed, obviously, but I was just trying it out, and now it just sits on my shelf like that until I can get around to it. I may have to get this one professionally framed because of the shape. So that one is done. And another piece that I have, this one here is from Ink Circles. It's Cirque de Caro. No, Cirque de Caro is the one that I'm doing. Sorry, that's the squares. This one is Cirque de Cor. This one is Circus of Hearts. And it's stitched in a number 34 DMC. The color is kind of blowing out there. It's more of a magenta color. It's so pretty. I love, love, love this one. It hangs next to my desk downstairs as well. I'm so happy about this. And I have some more finishes over here that are not actually fully finished. So I'll go through a few now maybe that I have designed and stitched as models. So you can go to my Lost in Stitches store on Etsy and get any of these patterns if you're interested. I have PDFs available, so I'll put that across here again. It's Lost in Stitches store on Etsy. And this is the ABC Fall Sampler. This one is stitched in 939 and Cognac Weeks Dye Worked is the orange. So that is really pretty for a sampler September if you wanted to try that. I really like that one. I just put it in this little black frame for now because I was taking it around. I went to a couple of retreats just to show people and things. It's finished onto a board in the back, but I'm going to put it into a nicer frame eventually. Another one that I designed and again is available, it's Stitching at the Lake. This is the name of our group that goes to Wabamun, Stitching at the Lake. So here we are. And I finished that one just with a piece of the Valdani wool on the back. And I gave a copy of this pattern to everybody that was at the retreat last time that we were there. And let's see, this one here is a Hope series, so you get these patterns all together. This one here is Hope, just makes a nice little long pillow, and then some really nice smalls if you're interested. I just finished them with a couple wool hearts on the back. You can put your initials into that one, and then a couple of dough bowl fillers, so I've also finished these two into little tiny pillows. They're squishy. I like those. So that one is that series. That is the Hope series. There's also a spring series that I don't have the models done for yet, but I'm getting there. It's just been a lot. So this is another one that I've designed. This is, I've designed this one as well. This is Lost in Stitches Designs. This one is called Winter Snow. You can see that one. That stitching done. And that is also part of a set with mini winter snow minis. So this is the snowflakes little ornament and the small pillow with the alphabet, and then this little ornament with the year. the 2024. So I stitched these earlier on this year as models for Winter Snow and Winter Snow Minis. And then two more Lost in Stitches designs are Merry and Bright. So I've also stitched these up for models. And again, these are all available in my store if you're interested. Ooh, all right, so no avalanche is going to happen here. I think we're good. I'm just going to reach over and get my finishes that are not in frames yet. So this is my technically under the bed box like everybody else has, right? So the newest edition that you just saw in my last Flosstube was this one. It's Blackberry Designs Moonlight Visitor. And I don't know if I said the date earlier, but it is September the 12th, 2024. And as you can see, whoops, right here, I just finished this morning. So this is a very fresh, hot off the press, hot off the hoop finish. All right, this one here is called Castles in the Air, and it is Long Dog Samplers. I'll have to stand up. This one is pretty big. It says, oops, there we go. Dream a little dream with me. See if I can bring that in a little bit closer. You can have a look. Just tons of back stitching in here. So this is stitched on a piece of 32 count linen, hand dyed by Charlene at the Grateful Thread. And sorry, here we go. Look at some of this back stitching. It's just so pretty. Oh my gosh, it really makes a difference. Going into this one, understand that there is a ton of back stitching though. Like it took me a week almost at the end. So I have to pull back a little bit. Yeah, and the little dragons. I just absolutely love this one. Really, really, really liked it. So just the saying got me. And again, it's from Long Dog Samplers. So this one, there's a few this weekend I think I'm going to try and get down to get those framed at Michael's. This one is called a Canada Sampler from Stitchrovia. And this one is so, so pretty. It's one I finished. I started, this is one of the first things that I started actually when I started back to cross stitching, and I made it for my husband because Paolo is originally from Italy. And he moved here over 10 years ago now, and he has become a Canadian citizen. So this one is to celebrate his citizenship to Canada, and I have to get this framed for him. So very happy with that. It's so pretty. Love it. And this one here is Quinto Acuto from Long Dog Samplers. And this one is also a big finish. So some of these are just odd sizes. I definitely have to take them to get framed professionally. So this one was so fun to stitch. I think this one, it's like picking a favorite child, right? But this one is actually probably my favorite cross stitch I've ever done. I love it. I'll come in close just so you can see some of the patterns, the bumblebee over there. Just, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Just lots of back stitching in this as well. Yeah, so I finished this one in 2023. It keeps jumping when I go close. There. So that one is Quinto Acuto from Long Dog. This next one is from Blackbird, oh, that's not folded very well. Blackbird Designs, Strawberry Fields Forever. I stitched this one with all the called for colors, the Weeks Dye Works and Classic Colorworks. And again, it's an odd size. I want it framed, so I'll need to take this one to get done, I think. I'd also like to stitch in the year somewhere. Maybe just a little 24 down the side here, but I did finish that this year. This one here was a freebie from Stitch North in 2022. It's Darling and Whimsy Designs. It's the quirky Quaker Whale. So I stitched this one in two colors of Valdani, variegated pearl cotton. 12 weight. And it's on a piece of Mozzie Day from Brennan Needle in Newfoundland. Those girls sell from out of St. John's. And last but not least, this one is from Modern Folk Embroidery. I think it's Busy Little Bee. Can't remember the name of it, but you'll find it on his website. It's I want this one's framed as well. It's an odd shape again. I want it framed with a large black frame, like a nice thick frame. So this one is contention for getting framed as well. But we will see. We'll see what happens. And then I also I have to look them up on my phone here because I still have pictures. I have things that I have made but then given away, right? So this is one here. I don't know if this is going to work. Maybe. This is a little pillow from Stitch North in 2023 for the Smalls Exchange. I just made this little pillow to put in with a bigger gift. And that was that one. Oh, this one more recently is the gift that I gave for Canada Swaps. So, see if I can stay still. This is, no, I'll have to put in some pictures here. This is Pins and Needles from Jeanette Douglas. So I'll put the picture up here for you guys and a few of the things that I included in for Betty. This next one is a little chair that I found out at the antique mall. There's an antique mall about maybe a 10-minute walk from here. Beautiful space. And I found this little chair and took the little cushion thing that was on there off and made it into a pin cushion. And then I gave that to Jean at the last retreat as a door prize giveaway. And my friend Leanne took that home with her. So she's very happy with it. It's very cute. It's this papery metal material. It's really cool. Yep. For the Smalls Exchange, I'll put a picture here. This is what I made for the Smalls Exchange for that retreat. It was a summer theme, and this is one of the motifs from Summer Quakers in Rosewood Manor. So I finished that with the Valdani floss pack that I had for that pattern, and put it on top of a little wooden box that I had found at the antique mall as well. So, and finished that inside with some fabric and a few things for her for the Smalls Exchange. This next one here is a little jewelry box conversion that I made. This was for my Smalls Exchange for Stitch and Stash here in Edmonton 2 summers ago. I didn't get to go to the last one because I was in Italy with Paolo, visiting his family, which was glorious, but I missed the Stitch and Stash retreat. So this is the exchange gift that I gave for the first Stitch and Stash that happened 2 years ago. This next one here is a gift that I used for an exchange at Stitching at the Lake in 2023. And this one went to my friend Teresa. That's always nice, to know that somebody gets your stitching. She really enjoyed it. She liked it. And it's a motif from Second Chances for Ink Circles. And it's stitched with Valdani pearl cotton as well on a 32 count mushroom Lugana. Here we go. And this next one is another motif from the Summer Quakers, stitched with the Valdani floss. And I stitched this one to give to Dana from Valdani because she was taking a few things for cross-stitching with Valdani floss to the Nashville Needlework Market for her booth. So that one went along with her for trunk shows, or was it that one or one in Chicago? Can't remember. Anyway, she has this little collection now of stitching from me that she takes along to some of the shows. So that was one of them. And this is also another one, the Cuckoo Bird from Heart and Hand. I did stitch this on my way to Stitch North. I finished this one up. a couple of years ago and turned it into this lovely pillow. Sorry, I keep looking down because I'm trying to keep track of my pictures here. Turned this into this pillow that that you see here, and I also gave that to Dana for the Valdani trunk show. This next one here is from Modern Folk Embroidery. It is called Autumn Leaves. Autumn something. I'm really sorry. I can't remember the name of it. It's still on his website. It's glorious to stitch. It's so fun. There's also one that I have that's stars that I still want to do. So it's about the same shape. This one I stitched in 2023 and I made into this little long pillow that you can see there. And I gave this one to my friend Jean at the Stitch North retreat as an extra little smalls gift for her. This next one is also Modern Folk Embroidery. It's a little heart. When Laura from Stitching by the Shore, hi Laura, I hope you watch this, she had, some family things and nothing, she can tell her story. But I just sent her along a little happy mail to, kind of put a smile, and this little heart was in that package. So I felt that might cheer her up a little bit, and I hope that she's still enjoying it. So that one is also Mushroom Lugana, and it's also stitched with Valdani floss. And I think that's it, folks. That's all the stitching that I have completed in the last 2 years and 3 months. It's been a lot. I stitch every single day. I'm very grateful that I can't and don't have to work right now. Health bearing, I'll still be stitching every day from here on in. So I absolutely love it. And it brings me a lot of joy. So thank you for sticking through this with me with the finished parade. If you have any questions about any of the floss or pattern names, or if I got something wrong, I know it's a lot to do from memory. So please ask your questions and I will answer them in my next Flosstube. So enjoy, guys. I hope you like that, and happy stitching.